Heart rate looks good. You're clear. Time to re-enlist. Stay hard.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Before Pete Hegseth was the Secretary of War, he was on Sean Ryan's podcast saying exactly what he would do as Defense Secretary, as it was known at the time. He said that I would fire all the woke generals. I would focus on re-enlisting people that actually motivated the troops instead of just being fat.
Well, first of all, you got to fire, you got to fire the chairman of Joint Chiefs, and you got to fire this. I mean, obviously you're going to bring in a new Secretary of Defense, but any general that was involved, general, admiral, whatever that was involved in any of the DEI woke shit, it's got to go. Either you're in for war fighting, and that's it. That's the only litmus test we care about. You got to get DEI and CRT out of military academies, so you're not training young officers to be baptized in this type of thinking. And then, whatever the standards, whatever the combat standards were, say, in, 1995, let's just make those the standards. And as far as recruiting, to hire the guy that, did Top Gun Maverick and create some real ads that motivate people to want to serve. And there's lots of other ways in which you could identify who gets promoted and what, but there's an ethos change. I mean, there's a reason people don't want to serve, because they don't trust that their senior leaders are going to have their best interest in mind in combat. I know there were mistakes made on our tours all over the place, but I, at least for the most part, had a sense that my senior leaders were committed to the completion of the mission for the right reasons. And maybe there were strategic differences and all that other stuff, and it wasn't always perfect, but that trust is broken, and you have to reestablish that.
Has he done it? Has he done it as the Secretary of War? Well, I mean, part of the first thing he does is fly over to Germany and then does PT with Throck here, right? And he does this all over the world. Hegseth doing PT with the troops. Leadership shows up, sweat with them, set the standard. Rain, snow, or shine, Pete Hegseth is out. Running, jogging, lifting. 3 plates. And look at this. Fiscal year 2025 sees best recruiting numbers in 15 years for military recruitment. This is the best numbers that they've seen in decades. Since November 2024, our military has seen its highest recruitment percentage mission achieved in 15 years, says Pentagon spokesperson. The Army was able to do 101% of its goals. Navy had 108% of its goals. The Air Force had 100% plus 100% of its goals. Space Force has 102% of its goals. Marine Corps had 100% of its goals. That's awesome. As a patriot, as an American, you should really want to see this. All told, all 5 branches of the service had an average completion rate of 103%. Department leaders noted several factors contributed to the recruitment numbers. What are they? Because we have a commander-in-chief and secretary of war who's focused on the troops and our mission and ensuring they remain the most lethal fighting force on the planet. Young people are responding. Well. That's cool. And so is David Goggins. Can't believe it. I've been a fan of David Goggins. I know everyone clowns on him sometimes, because he's just so over the top. I'm a massive fan of David Goggins. I mean, I don't know what else. You got to respect the guy. You do. And not only is, of course, he a 51-year-old marathoner, influencer, training animal. But now I guess he's also signing up to re-enlist at the age of 51 into the Air Force. If there's any boats in the Air Force Special Warfare Training Pipeline, you can bet David Goggins will be carrying them. Goggins, who retired from active duty Navy SEALs in 2016, has gone on to build a brand as a best-selling officer and motivational speaker. He's enlisted at the age of 51. Now he's assigned to the Special Warfare Training Wing of the Air Force, according to the Military Times. While Goggins did not publicly announce his return to active duty, the military-focused Instagram page, Come Sit and Relax, is set veteran communities abuzz when it posted a photo of Goggins in an Air Force uniform on the ground with trainees in black berets. Kept quiet on this for months until inevitably went public, the page's author wrote. David Goggins trying again for a parachute at 51, quitting so many years ago. The Air Force spokesman Ann Stefanik said the service, in accordance with policy, could not discuss the status, progression, or details of trainees. Goggins required an age waiver to reenlist. The Air Force did not provide additional details about the waiver. Given Sergeant Goggins' background, it's worth noting that the Air Force has welcomed special operators from other services across to train in this special warfare for decades, Stefanik said in a statement. Airmen entering the pipeline from sister services must meet the same standards and complete rigorous training. Of all the candidates, we value the experience of former Special Forces, Marine Special Operations, SEALs, Rangers, and have joined the Air Force Special Warfare Units compelled training. Goggins, according to the U.S. military, is the only individual to have ever completed basic underwater demolition, SEAL training, Army Ranger School, and Air Force Tactical Air Controller training. Famously missed out on his dream of becoming an Air Force para-rescue jumper. At 19, he struggled with the training more than expected, particularly the swimming portion. And he was diagnosed with sickle cell anemia. It's one tough MFer, man. While Goggins would go on to become a tactical air controller, the perception of failure depressed him. He finished his initial military contract in 1999 overweight and depressed. Okay. Crazy. Look at this. This is wild. David Goggins could easily slap his name on all types of products, but he doesn't. It's hard not to notice he doesn't put on a face for money. He talks about having integrity, being real, doesn't disappoint, and having brand value. Motivation Thursday. Goggins reenlists. Look at this. At the age of 51. Goggins is wild. I'm going to leave this right here next to your excuses. So cool. Gog is a beast. Be like David. David Goggins. Here we go. These are his. It doesn't post actually that much on X. Looks like his last poster from 2024, which is kind of the classic David Goggins, training and motivational speeches, right? He's pretty big on Instagram. Goggins has got millions and millions of followers. This is his last post on Instagram from November 10th. He's gone silent on all social media, presumably.
Fucking die like this, bro. The sun rises and the sun sets, and you're in the same damn spot. You're gonna die never even trying to reach your full potential. And how's that gonna feel? You're probably in the bed right now. You're probably an underachiever. You're probably somebody who doesn't want to do anything with your life. Maybe you're happy exactly where you are in life. Maybe you don't have the determination to be somebody better than who you are. But don't be mad. When you're laying there in your fucking bed and you're in the fucking hospital and you're 70, 80, 90 years old, you're thinking, man, I feel like I didn't do something. Because you did. You didn't do it. You didn't do shit. You may have lived a great life, man, but you're always gonna feel empty inside.
Amazing. David Goggins, ladies and gentlemen. American hero. He's gone dark on all social media, so I assume that this is all true. The Air Force has just confirmed that it's true, but they can't really comment on it, so legend status achieved. Look forward to that hype video of David Goggins. Good for you, dude. Hope they hire him at the Pentagon, honestly. Chief recruiter. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.